Hey, what's up, guys? It's Austin, or Luna, and I've said this a couple different times in other different videos. I've met, a shit ton of people through this, really, really cool people, and I talk to a lot of other YouTubers, and they always tell me these, stories about, super bad, fan encounters, or awkward-ass fan encounters, and I've had, little awkward ones, but I had something happen about a month back at my friend's party, which I wouldn't consider a fan encounter at all. I would consider it, a fucking crazy psycho person encounter. And, I don't know if that's a good thing, because I've only had a select few occurrences when other people have had a bunch, but I guess thank you guys for being the best. But I'm just going to start this. Warning, this isn't some crazy got my dick caught in a blender story, okay? It's just I had a little encounter with some psycho ass person, and I thought it'd be funny to talk about because it kind of does relate to YouTube. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoy this. Leave a like if you do, and let's start this. So like I said, a month back, I'm at my friend's party, okay? I'm just skipping right to the party. I got invited to it. I went alone and met up with a bunch of people there. It was really fun. The first, I'd say 3 or 4 hours, no problems. No one came that I didn't like. Everyone that I met there was really cool. And then this one girl showed up, okay? One girl, and we're just going to give her a name. We're going to call her fucking Brittany, okay? Yeah, Brittany, that's her name, Brittany. Now, Brittany showed up drunk, okay? So she was just already super extra and just, fucking being ridiculous. And she notices me sitting there at the fire. We had a fire going. And she comes up to me and kind of just recognizes me. And at first she goes, "Is your name Justin?" And I was like, "No, it's Austin." And she's like, "I've heard about you before. I swear." And I was like, "Oh, from where?" And she started telling me about my friend who I guess talked about me in front of her. And she knew about my channel and shit, which is cool. Talked about it for a little bit. Got kind of awkward at some point because she started bringing up numbers and she's like, "How many followers do you have?" And then I told her and she was like, "Oh, that means you get this much money," or some shit. It was really weird, and I didn't really know how to respond to it. And I was like, "No, that's not how it works," but close. And then she went off and did her own thing, and came back to me an hour later, just 10 times more drunk, asking me to buy her beer from this store up on the corner. And I was like, "I can't do that, sorry." And she's like, "Why? What the fuck?" I was like, I'm just not doing that. Can't do that for you. She then called me an asshole and walked away, and I was like, you know what? She's drunk. I don't really give a fuck. It's not really much of an insult. You tend to say shit you don't mean, so I didn't really care. And then, later in the night, okay, I start getting tired. I'm at my friend's house. He's my good friend. I know exactly where to go lay down, because he had, most of the house off limits, but since I'm, a homie, he let me just, go lay in his room. I got super fucking tired. I lay down in this room, completely alone. I'm, scrolling through Twitter, just on my timeline, and then the next thing I know, I'm out. I fell asleep. I wake up 20 minutes later to the sound of whispering, okay? Waking up at your friend's house, not where you normally stay at, to the sound of whispering in a dark room where you can't see anything. It's a little fucking terrifying, okay? So I wake up and I'm like, "Yo, who's in here? What the fuck?" And the lights switch on, and this girl from earlier, the fucking girl, Brittany, I think I said her name was, Brittany's sitting on the edge of the bed staring at me, laughing her ass off. And she has her friends with her too. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And at this point, I don't even think she was drunk. I think she was just in another world at this point. And Brittany and her friend sit down on the bed next to me, and this other girl was sitting by the light switch because she's the one that flicked it on. And I was just like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Can you do us a favor?" And she starts fucking giggling. I had no idea what she was doing. And she pulls her phone out and she goes, "You're rich, right?" And she shows me her phone with fucking makeup pulled up, a website to buy makeup on. And I was like, "Really?" I just said, I was like, "I'm not buying you makeup. It's literally 3 a.m. You're fucking wasted. I honestly straight up think you can't even remember my first name, so why would I buy you fucking makeup? You don't even know who I am." And she's like, "No, I do, at your channel." I was like, you're not a subscriber." I was just completely fucking around at this point, because I was it was awkward. I don't know how to deal with that. And I called her a fake fan joking around, and she got pissed off and walked over to the door and slammed it. And she throws her phone across the room and hits me with it. And she's like, "Buy it." And I was like, "I couldn't if I wanted to. I don't have anything on me right now." And she's like, "That's bullshit." I was like, "Okay, I'm going to get up now." And I got up, and her friends move in the way of the door. And I was like, "Okay, am I being held hostage here? I have to fucking buy makeup to get out of the room?" And she's like, "If you seriously don't get this, I know you could get it for me. I'm just honestly going to fight you, straight up." That's what she said. And I was like, okay. Half of me was like, all right, she's kidding. There's no fucking way she's serious. Then the other half of me looked at her face, and she was legitimately pissed. I was like, this girl's fucking crazy. So I went over to the door, and I was like, all right, look, I can't buy it for you unless I have my phone. I could just use PayPal that way. And my phone's somewhere in that bed. So can you guys just grab it for me? Then I'll buy it for you. And she's like, oh, okay. And she like jumps on the bed and starts like moving the covers around and shit, looking for my quote unquote phone that I lost in the bed. And the girl that was blocking the door moved out of the way too, so that she could go help her friend look for my phone, my quote unquote phone that I lost. And I just opened the door up. I was like, yep, you all got fucking psyched out. And I shut the door and I ran out of the house over to my friend. And I was like, yo, so tell me why I just got held hostage in your fucking room to buy some girl some makeup. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, I went to sleep in your room. Someone bypassed your stupid little sign that said don't go downstairs. And they came into the room completely fucking drunk as hell, moved in the way of the door, and this girl threatened me to buy her makeup. Like, she said she'd fight me. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, where are they? I was like, go look in your room, dude. Just a bunch of drunk girls looking for an imaginary phone. He's like, oh, shit. And he just starts running, and I follow behind him into the house, and they're in the kitchen at this point. We got into the house. The girls are in the kitchen because they found out there was no phone in the bed. I just lied to them. And they see me, and the girl's like, you're an asshole. She called me an asshole. I was like, yeah, sorry I couldn't buy your makeup. And my friend's like, dude, get out of the house. Like, all of you, get out of my fucking house. The party's out back. Why are you in here? And they're just like, well, we got bored. And he's like, I don't care. She's like, why don't you kick that stupid asshole out? He's literally causing trouble. And she pointed at me. He's like, no, you're fucking gone. I'm calling a taxi for you guys. You guys are leaving. And he calls a fucking taxi and kicks all of these girls out. And on the way out of his house, when they were walking out to the front yard, she points at me in front of like a bunch of people out front smoking. And she's like, fakest famous person alive. And she points at me like, that's literally what she fucking said. Famous person. Well, shit, I didn't know I was Justin Bieber part 2 over here. I'm gonna need a bodyguard or some shit. This is getting bad. But after she called me just a handful of fucking insults, I just said that she could stay ugly because she'd have no makeup. And I don't know if that was too mean, but she was being pretty mean to me, so I didn't think that was that fucked up. And she left. And the next time I saw her was on Facebook, talking about how she was like super hungover from the night before. So I don't know if she remembers calling me fake, or if she even remembers who the fuck I was. She probably could have just heard from someone that I had a YouTube channel and decided to just come bully me for no reason. That's probably what it was. But still pretty crazy shit. And I'm still pretty lost for words. Like, I really don't know what to think. But yeah, that's pretty much the end. Probably one of the craziest, I guess, quote-unquote, fans I've ever met. I don't really know if I could even consider her a fan. I mean, she did know my name, even though she said fucking Justin at first. Pretty wrong. But she did know, like, my channel and stuff. And she follows me on Twitter. So hopefully if she's watching this video, she was too drunk that night to remember it. And she just thinks this is about someone else. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Brittany, if you're watching this, I hope you got your makeup, and leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Peace.